All right, so I ain't posted anything in a while. I hope everybody's doing good. Um, Today, I had an old 12 gauge that I had bought, and I had to do a little fixing on it. But it was it was built around 1929, and we all know what happened in I think it was 29. Yeah, stock market crashed. So people back then, they had to have something that worked all the time. If they spent their money on something, they wanted it to be good because it had to last. They didn't have any money. There's all kind of reasons for that we can look up and people can argue over and all that, but we're not going to do that today. What I'm going to talk about is when you're turkey hunting, we tend to get into this thing where we have to have all this gear. You got to have the right choke. You've got to have this kind of shot. You've got to have this kind of shell. And the shells, for 10 of them cost like $40. And I fell into that early on in turkey hunting. I thought if it didn't say turkey load, for some reason you couldn't possibly kill a turkey with it. So I'm here to debunk a little bit of that. And I'm sure there'll be some people out there that will totally disagree with everything I say. And that's fine. You hunt turkeys your way. I'll hunt them the way I have. And they die in front of my gun. So I'm not gonna argue my way's better. Shotgunning consists of, you got a hull, primer, you've got a wad, and shot. So most shotgun shells are somewhere around 1,100 to 1,200 feet a second. Okay. Now I have friends that swear by number 6 shot, swear by it for turkeys. I'm not convinced. Okay, I am a number 4 shot. That is the largest shot they allow us to use here in Indiana is number 4s. Number 4s are heavier. Yes, you have less of them, but they do more work. It's the equivalent of having a D4 on your job and a D9. There's no comparison to which one will move the most dirt because one's heavier than the other. More horsepower, more power, whatever. Even though they're moving at the same speed beside each other, one is pushing significantly more dirt than the other. Same way with shot. Number 4s will do more work at a given distance. I don't care if that's 10 yards or 50 yards. That's inertia. Those laws were put into practice long ago. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. The bigger the object is, the more motion it carries. Momentum, all this stuff that people way smarter than me figured out a long time ago. I just kind of use it. I use that knowledge. So as far as a turkey goes, they're not smart animals. We'll swear they're smart, but they're not. They think about 3 things. They think about, where am I going to eat? Where am I going to mate? And where am I going to sleep? Kind of like men. They have 3 things on their mind. If you can get in between any of those points, if a turkey's going from A to B to C, if you can get in between A and B, you're going to have an encounter with that turkey. Whether you kill it or not, I don't know. You have all these things go wrong in turkey hunting. It's frustrating, but it's a lot of fun. And they are wonderful to eat. Turkey breast is browned in a cast iron skillet with a little bit of lard and some olive oil and salt and pepper and butter. Needs nothing else. So anyway, I'm going to get into a little bit of pattern density talk. Today I was shooting a 12 gauge, and I don't go buy these turkey targets. I don't buy any of this stuff. I go off pattern density at 30 yards. Okay, I typically do not get outside of 40 to 45. 50 is a stretch for a shotgun. Now, there again, you're going to get these people, my turkey gun does this at 79 yards. Well, how many turkeys you actually kill that far? Very few. There again, you're going to get this one guy that comes out of nowhere that swears he killed a turkey, and I don't care. He's got big wheels on his truck, and that's great. So, I use a little card off of an oil filter box. Okay, about 3 inches square. That is number 4s at 30 yards. Okay, dead bird all day. Now, I've never shot this gun before, so I want to make sure that it lined up right. So I'll take that all day. Dead bird. If I don't sneeze, hiccup, whatever, and miss it, or do one of these numbers at the turkey and the turkey runs off, then you just kill him while he's running away from you. This was the second shot. Okay, and you can tell it's a little different. It's not as dense. Okay, that's just shotguns. Okay, they don't hit in the same spot twice. They hit it in an area, but the arrangement of shot and all that, you know, and if you pull a couple inches with one that's constricted as tight as this one is, I use 1 1/8 ounces of number 4s. I do not use a turkey load. 1 1/8 ounces of number 4s at 1200 feet a second out of a normal shell is the same energy, the very same energy as number 4s out of a turkey load with a bucket full of shot at 1200 feet a second, because you're boiling it down to one pellet. Okay, a pellet that is of a given size, if it's 6s, 5s, 4s, whatever, no matter what gun you shoot that out of, the velocity and the weight of the projectile is what does the work. That's not because that's the way I want it. That's just because that's the way it is. If you hunt with a 20 gauge with number 4 shot at 1200 feet a second, that individual shot has the same energy as a 12 gauge with number 4 shot at 1200 feet a second. The only thing different is shot count. And then there's a whole other thing about shot string and all that, but we won't get into that. There's actually very specific purposes for each gauge. They all do a different thing in the air. But for today, most people hunt with 12s and 20s. My personal opinion is a 16 gauge is probably the perfect gauge. A 16 or a 28 gauge is they will do some work. But you can only kill a game animal so dead. If you hit it with 1 shot or 60 shot, it's still dead. So you've got this to ponder on. So if you spend $100 on a choke tube and $600 on a turkey gun and a turkey choke, and you have turkey calls, and you have turkey camouflage, and you have turkey tents, and turkey, you probably could have bought a truck for what you spent on turkey hunting. That's just kind of the way that is. You don't need all this garb. You can take a trip to a Army surplus store, buy you some camo, and the one thing I would recommend when you're turkey hunting is a face mask and gloves, because if you ever see anybody walking through the woods, the first thing you see is their face or their hands moving. And you're not going to escape a turkey sight, okay? You'll only fool them so long. Only so long. And then, I know, guys had them eating out of their hand. They pecked the end of the gun barrel. Turkeys are not smart, but they can see and they can hear. So, anyway, this is a block of wood I shot into. That's 2 shots, 1.125 ounces. You know, I could sit and count all of them all day long. I'm not going to, because I know this gun out to 40, 45 yards. If I miss a bird, it's my fault. It's not the gun's. So, I love turkey season. And the biggest thing that I love about turkey season is I get to go to my local gun shop and buy all the old Winchester shotguns that are not turkey guns. I love it. I love it when you guys trade this stuff in. It makes me happy. When you go get Grandpa's old Winchester shotgun and, well, it's not a turkey gun, so, you know, I gotta have a turkey gun to kill a turkey. No, you don't. No, you don't. So, by the way, the gun shop never gives you what the gun's worth. So, there's that. They shouldn't, because they got to make money too. It's just business, not personal. So anyway, that's about all I got on turkey hunting. It's not difficult. You just got to be where the bird wants to go. And if you're one of these pro turkey callers, my hat's off to you. Because in 30 some years of turkey hunting, I think I might have made 2 birds actually go where they didn't want to. That's just kind of the way it is. You got to be where the bird wants to be. If you're not where the bird wants to be, he's going to stand there and gobble at you 6,000 times. Now, he might fold down after an hour and a half and come to you. It might be 4 hours. It may be the next day before he gets there. No kidding. I had a turkey gobbling at me on a ridge one time, and I couldn't get to him because I knew if I tried, he'd see me. And the next morning, he was gobbling where I was standing. He had flown down and lit exactly where he heard that hen, what he thought was a hen. He didn't make it long after that. But, so turkey hunting is not rocket science. We our granddads, they all wiped the turkeys out of this area here in Indiana. They wiped them out with muzzle-loading shotguns, homemade shot and black powder. They did not have camouflage, and they killed them all, okay? I'm not a big advocate of killing all the game, but then people were hungry back then, and they were going to eat. So they were better hunters than we are because they were hungry. So anyway, turkey hunting is not difficult. We make this way harder than it needs to be. I did. Hey, I'll admit it. You know, whenever I first started out, I thought there was some big science to it. And 30 years later, I figured out you just need to be where there's fishing worms. Rainy day, be in a field. Be where there's fishing worms. They're going to pick fishing worms all day on a rainy day. Just the way it is. As it dries up, get around the mud puddles. There'll be fishing worms there. There will be turkeys. They will be there. When it's real dry, really dry, and there's dust bowls all around, hunt the dust bowls. You got to be where the bird wants to be. And not miss. I've missed them. I didn't miss a bird for like 15 years. I killed every one I shot at, and then I missed 4 one year. It was humbling. Okay? Overconfidence will get you in trouble. So, anyway. I'm sure I've made all the pro turkey hunters mad. And I hope not. I mean, because it's just not that big. Turkey hunting is not that hard. You're going to miss birds. You're going to kill birds. And if you're going after your first bird, you'll swear they've got a doctorate degree in evasion. They don't. You're just not doing it right yet. And that's okay. Because that's what it's all about. Getting in the woods. If you're having a boring time in the woods when you're turkey hunting, look for mushrooms. And then you'll be surprised as you're walking around real quiet looking for mushrooms. I've actually had turkeys kind of announce their presence before. And because they hear you scratching around, they think you're a turkey. they hammer out a gobble. Those birds they're too easy. Because they've done made up their mind there's a hen down there, so they're coming. But then it's all whether or not you can hit them. That's about all I got, I think. Who knows? But anyway, turkey hunting, not rocket science at all. Buy you some cheap camo. If you're up close and if you're in pressured birds, all this changes, okay? Because I'm kind of spoiled where I'm at because I'm basically the only guy that hunts my birds, so it makes a big difference. If you're on state ground, you better have your P's and Q's. But they're still just birds. They're still going from roost to food to mate to roost. That's just what they do. Really windy days, super windy days, cedar thicket. They will sit in a cedar thicket on the ground with their heads just barely poked up above like little periscopes. That's where you'll find birds on super windy days. When all the birds seem to just disappear. Cedar thicket. And they will actually lay there and let you walk right past them just like a pheasant. So, there's that. That's about it. I'm going to plant some trees today. So, I hope everybody has a good turkey season. Be safe. If you're stalking in on a bird that's gobbling, it may be a hunter. Be careful. Turkey hunting is dangerous when you're around other people because everybody's highly camouflaged. And while our eyes can't pick it up, that other hunter, and there may even be a live bird in between you and another hunter. Always look beyond your target if you can. And even if you can't, think about it. Even with a shotgun, I like to have a backstop. Even a shotgun, because number 4s can actually travel several hundred yards, and they're lethal out to around 100, actually. So a lot of people don't know that. Number 4s they do a lot of work. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good turkey season. Take a kid if you can, if you got the patience to. Don't wear them out too bad. Make it fun for them. If you don't make it a little bit fun, then it's hard. And there is the days when you need to hang in there and you need to tell them, sit still, sit still, sit still. Because there's just certain days that they move a little bit like that. But anyway, don't get mad at a kid for busting up a hunt. They're going to do it. They're going to make mistakes. You did. I did. Cut them some slack. So anyway, have a good spring turkey season. And don't be afraid to get out Grandpa's old shotgun that's got a full choke in it and run some number 4s through it, or number 6s or number 5s. And those old guns were designed for a medium or a light load. So you stick a big turkey load in there, they don't shoot good typically. They constrict too much, so they blow the pattern up. But don't be afraid to use that old shotgun. Even a modified choke. Just pattern it out, know your distance, where you're lethal at, and hunt with it. So at 10 yards, it doesn't make any difference what kind of choke you got. You could have a cylinder bore. You're fine. But anyway, number 4s. Have a good one.